welcome to another edition of God Squad TV, or God Squad on the Road as we'd like to affectionately call it. We're down here in Greenville, South Carolina, visiting a good friend, and probably one of the main reasons the God Squad ever even got going was Steve Wood. He's the founder of St. Joseph's Covenant Keepers, Family Life International. He's got some fancy awards here in his office. Tell us a little bit about like this award and what you're doing, these axes, and this is an interesting office.
Okay, well, this award, Bishop Baker, who's now the Bishop of Birmingham, Diocese in Birmingham, Alabama, was the bishop here in South Carolina when we moved the Family Life Center here. And I had helped out with the family life effort here by having a national Catholic men's conference, and at that point Bishop Baker submitted my name to Pope Benedict XVI in honor of my work with St. Joseph's Covenant Keepers, which isn't mine. My work is shared by people like you, Sean, and a lot of people in Calgary and all over the place. But in any case, honored with this award, which is in fancy letters in Latin, but it's basically for the Church and for the Pope, and it's the highest award the Pope will bestow on a layperson. So it was a great honor. We went down to Charleston, our whole family, and it was a great celebration. Over here, this is a Viking battle axe and a Viking battle sword from the year about 1000, and this was right after our hurricane experience in Florida. My aunt had gone over to Norway and dug up the family genealogy and such, and lo and behold, we're related to the first king of Norway, who was King Olaf. And before he was king of Norway, he was a real rascal. He was a Viking raider in England, and the Vikings would go in, and they ended up spending the winters in England. And the English at that time had become Catholics and converted then the Vikings, who were their conquerors. And so Olaf went back and sought to make Norway a Catholic country, and basically got in a big squabble with the people, died with a battle axe like this and a sword in his hand defending the Catholic faith. Shortly after he died, and the Church recognizes he's a martyr, both the Orthodox and the Catholic churches. Okay. There was miracles in his name. The chief diocese in Norway is this battle axe is the symbol of the Catholic diocese. So basically, for me, I had this temptation when I was a Protestant minister, and I think I have this temptation. A lot of men have this temptation in a Catholic apostolate to kind of go soft on the truth. You know, you get criticized for standing up for certain things in today's world, and people don't want to hear it. I think, well, if this guy would stand out there almost single-handedly with a battle axe and a sword and die for the Catholic faith, what am I doing, worrying about my feelings or criticisms? You know, so it's just a way of kind of toughening me up to do the right thing.
St. Joseph's Covenant Keepers and God Squad, we're trying to reach these young men. So what you're saying is it's not this feel-good, namby-pamby faith.
No.
It's rooted in strong masculine history.
Yeah, there's almost an inborn automatic response in men. If you go light and ask for nothing, you get almost nothing in response. And so, you know, in many circles, there's been the strategy, well, let's water it down even more and maybe they'll come. And then they keep, and I remember when I started St. Joseph's Covenant Keepers, literally people wouldn't believe me that this thing could even click on, and so they gave me the basements and parishes and such. And I remember one of our first big ones was in Minnesota. It was in the middle of the summer, the middle of the week, and men came from all over the state of Minnesota, and there was an elderly priest just ready to retire, and he was a joker. You know, he was this Irish wit, and he was in tears. He said, I have lived and been a priest I don't know how many decades. He said, I never thought I'd live to see this night. And wow. So, but as you know, with St. Joseph's Covenant Keepers, we, you know, and we're not trying to be harsh or over the top or extreme. We're just Catholic, all of it. And, you know, Jesus had some pretty tough and demanding challenges he put out there. And if you do them today, same goes with young people. and young men. You think they're not alienated from the church? They just need a good challenge.
And that's kind of what got me on the right path. And
well, I think that's why you guys have been so successful in Calgary. I think as law enforcement officers, you don't come on as, I don't know, I mean, nothing wrong with being a librarian or something, but I mean, you're not in a guarded environment. You're having to literally put your lives out there to defend the public, and men like that, other men like that, and so then if you kind of say the same thing as put yourself out there with the faith, it's hard to stand up in front of other men and testify to your faith. I think men really respond to that.
And we have seen that over the years.
Yep.
I think you've 6 or 7 times you've been up there.
I've lost count, but I'll tell you, it's a wonderful
and,
experience.
you know,
I tell people this is one of my favorite places to go for a men's conference.
Well, after visiting South Carolina, this is now one of our family's favorite places to come. So
It's a good spot.
thank you very much, Steve, for your time, and we'll wrap up this segment of God Squad TV, and we'll come probably again to see Steve in the future. Thanks very much,
All right.
Steve.
You're welcome, Sean.